How's it going, everyone? Swayze back here today, looking at another Rocket League decision-making video. A video where we look at a certain player, examine a few things throughout the game, and try to figure out what was going through their mind in a few key situations. Today I'm here with the Fratalano. Frat, would you like to say anything?
What's going on, everybody? How's everyone doing today?
Fantastic. I think the first question, while we're searching here, Fratalano, is, do you have any idea how many hours you've played?
For this game, I have played just under 5 days, about 4 days and 23, 22 hours, something like that, but just under the 5-day mark.
Okay. In all of that time, do you ever work on any training, specifically any training packs or free play, either or?
Yeah, I do. I like to do training a lot. I like to do free play. I tend to do a lot of striker training, striker and aerial. Those are pretty much my two ones. In terms of packs, I will use the Kev Pert pack. I do like that one a lot. Just your basic aerial pack, but I'm a little bit more of an attacking mindset, so that's the one that I use.
Okay. So with that attacking mindset, do you ever play competitive or any, specific modes?
Well, I do competitive as well. I am usually do doubles and triple. I've done singles a little bit, but not enough to become ranked. It's a close one there. Yeah, doubles and triples are usually the primary thing. In terms of rank, honestly, I'm gonna be humble myself here, and I'm gonna say that I'm probably in the silver-ish range.
Okay. Do you feel like that's a valid rank for you?
Probably. I mean, if I had put in the hours, I could probably get to gold. Probably within a couple weekends with a couple good sessions. Well, that would be my mistake.
Hey, no worries, anything happens.
Yeah. But yeah, no, within a good couple weekends, I might be able to get up to a gold rank.
Banger.
Yeah, it's not a shot. But we'll see. I mean, again, I've been working in progress. I haven't exactly been doing competitive as of last couple weeks, but anything's possible.
Hey, fair enough. With your play style in Rocket League, do you feel like you have a specific mindset? Are you balanced? Are you an attacker? Are you a defender? All around? What is it?
Well, for me, I would like to say that I'm a little more balanced, but I myself am an attacker. As you know, Rocket League is a nice form of soccer, and I myself am a striker in soccer. So I'm always looking for those open pathways to the goal. Always looking for nice lead passes up in the middle, seeing if I could split the defense if possible. Seeing if I could put balls in the back of the net via the other team.
Hey, just like that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm very much more of an attacker in terms of my mindset of how I play. I got this one.
I'm defending.
Makes sense.
Looking at that right there, out of curiosity, how do you feel your kickoff is? Do you feel like it goes well, or is that something that you might want to work on in the future?
I think it works about, let's say, if I had to put a nice little pretty percent on it, I'll say maybe 75 to 80% of the time, it usually could win kickoff or get in the marginal direction that I prefer.
Okay. Hey, that's a better statistic than mine, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, speaking of, do you feel like you have a weakness in the game that would be glaring, or the largest thing that you wish you were better at?
Well, probably I'll have to say forms of aerials. I think I can get a decent aerial every once in a while, but in terms of actually applying the aerial to a game situation, such as maybe a goal save or a nice little lob into the box or something like that, I think that I truly need to work on my execution. That's all you. Beautiful.
Hey, great pass.
Thanks. Nice shot.
You look like
I think
Chess
I need
Fabregas.
to work on. Hey man, I love it. I love it. Good luck with Monica. Anyway, so you will be missed. So, but yeah, no, I think just the execution of aerials. I think it's applicable in all three
Wow.
thirds, if you will. Now that's a kickoff right there. Yeah, in all three thirds of the field, it can be applicable, and I just think I need to work on taking aerial training packs and turning them into game decision execution, I guess is the best way to say it.
Okay. So do you feel like you have one specific thing that you do well, even if it's just for you, something maybe better for your rank or your play style than anyone else's?
Well, I think one thing that sort of sets me apart, at least in my game set, is sort of my understanding of soccer, being that I've played soccer for a long time and I watch it and I study it. There's a lot of similarities from Rocket League to soccer, and I feel like having that knowledge of being able to be aware of the entire field, seeing pathways and openings for your players, how all the players sort of work together in this chemistry, it's really important. And I think that didn't go the way I wanted. I think that aspect is something that I can bring to the table.
Do you feel like that might influence partly why you want to be a striker in this game, why you want to be up a little bit more?
Oh, definitely. I love scoring goals. I love being a part of, as much as I don't do them. You couldn't tell by my statistics, but I actually do enjoy scoring goals. That's a nice one right there. And yeah, I like being up front, like being a part of the attacking field. So since I like doing that in soccer, I in turn like doing that in Rocket League.
Hey, fantastic. We looks like we're definitely cycling some people out here. We're having a pretty decent game right now. Before we go, is there anything that you specifically wish that you did a little bit better in Rocket League? I know we asked about your biggest weakness, but if there was one thing that you could do, to immediately get better or like up your game, what do you think it would take to get to gold per se?
For me, honestly, I think a lot of my defensive techniques need a little bit of work. I feel like I can shadow for the most part, at least on the wing, but how I am in goal, how I am when sort of the opposing team is making a strong counterattack and they're launching these shots in. I think I struggle sometimes. So I think sort of my defensive gameplay might be a little work. Besides the obvious, the aerials and things of that nature, I think that my defensive game needs some work.
Hey, that's fair. With about 12 seconds left in the game, we're going to see if we can kill this one off. Fratalano, thank you very much. Before we go, is there anything you want to say before we cycle back around here in a little bit?
Pretty much just the importance of team play and teamwork, and how chemistry is just as important as soccer as it is on the Rocket League pitch. Just remember to work as a team, because those are the teams that are successful, and scoring a couple more goals ain't going to do you much, but if you're working as a team, you'll be much more successful in the long run, and you as an individual will progress much further than expected.
The Fratalano, appreciate it so much. What we're going to do is we're going to make a quick cut. We'll be back here in a little bit. We'll be watching some gameplay together. All right, we're back here with the Fratalano. Fred, how are you doing?
Doing great today, man.
Fantastic. Are you ready to jump into it?
Let's do it, man. Let's get it.
All right, let's check it out. Right off the bat, Animus GP. Interesting car choice. You don't see it too often anymore.
I like it.
I I like it too. I think it's a pretty cool looking Formula One-esque car.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually have our first moment coming up here right about now. What are you thinking at this moment?
So I see you coming up to the right wing. Okay, I myself have a clear shot at the ball. I'm probably gonna hit the ball out to the right corner and then try to move in an attacking position.
Okay, let's take a look at what happens. It looks like pretty spot on pass, to be honest. Are you happy with that?
The pass I'm happy with, the follow-up not so much. As you can see, when I made that pass, I decided to stay in the wing instead of coming up in an attacking center position.
Okay.
Could improve on that point, but
We can tell that you just got done watching some soccer football.
that's true.
Perfect. We've got some time until the next moment. And I want to say that they're going to get one back. I think that's a great touch there, to be completely honest. Every time I watch this video, and I always think that, and I never mention it.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course. I'll ask you, not that this is what I'm looking at specifically, but when you go for a kickoff, what are you thinking for?
Well, first off, I'm always looking at the opponent and seeing what angle shot they're coming at, because that will determine how I can lean into the ball either one way or the other.
Okay. So then this next kickoff actually is right here. Before it even starts, what's going through your mind? Is it I'm trying to read the ball of how they're going to hit it like you said, or is it more just I want solid contact to begin with?
Well, that should always be the goal, is to try to
Yeah.
get solid contact, and sometimes I do forget that in mid game. But I'm looking at the opponent, and I'm noticing immediately right here, perfect time to stop, that they are not making. I'm getting to the ball first, and
Okay.
I can make a touch without them
Okay.
interfering.
So when you see this happening where the opposing player that's in the kickoff position isn't coming for you,
Yes.
is your thought now, I want to put this on target?
Goal.
Goal.
No, yeah, always goal side. Try to aim a little bit to the right. You don't want to put too much spin on it. I've always had issues with. You got to keep it simple, and if you overcomplex your approach, you're gonna miss. And it's a beautiful open target. So let's see
Okay.
if I do it.
All right, keep it simple, stupid. Best advice I ever got.
Simple stupid. Man. Boom.
That's on.
Right.
We are going to get the goal out of it. Loaded question.
Yes.
Are you happy with that?
I have to say I'm happy with it. I could have put a little bit more English on it, but it is what it is. I'm happy with at least my reaction to observe my opponent and make a quick decision at that point.
All right, hey, that's good to hear. Walk me through what you're thinking in this next 40 seconds or so.
All right, so I'm thinking I want to probably take short post here. I know you're probably behind me at some point.
Okay.
And I want to cover the near post position. Try to play a little bit more defensively, since you are definitely the one controlling the ball moving up front.
Okay. Interesting to hear. We're going to call that a great pass.
That was a fantastic pass. Great finish there.
Did you know I was next to you?
Yes.
Are you lying?
Yes, I'm lying.
Yeah, okay.
Let's be honest.
All right.
Oh, that's a great kickoff yourself right there. Can't beat those.
Hey, we will take 4-1 with 1:45.
I agree.
1:44 to go.
I agree.
Fratalano. 6-1, 40 seconds to go.
Right.
Next moment's coming up here real soon. Let's take a look. We're going to see this ball kind of bounce around into the corner. I want to know what's going on in your mind right about here. What are you thinking?
All right, well, I see that their entire team is up in the corner.
Okay.
Okay, so they're probably going to have a little bit of an advantage. They'll probably retain possession. You are out trying to give them some trouble, which is what you should do. I'm playing a more defensive position. I'll tell you right now, I probably should be further back.
Okay.
I'm not in front of goal. I'm a little bit ahead of that near post.
Yeah.
And doesn't really give me the best vantage point. I'm assuming that the ball is going to be shot into the box at some point, which I'm way too far ahead to react to.
So I'm going to ask this. Do you feel like you're cheating a little bit as far as like a goal position, but then you might not necessarily take advantage of this cheating?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Because if that ball gets loose or if they start to attack up front, I am going to be in their face, ready to clear it downfield, and it'll kill time. Again, there's only 32 seconds left. It'll be great for us to send possession, do a full hashtag, full send, and, you know...
Full send.
Full send. So we'll see how it turns out.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
And that is going to sneak through there, going to get a goal.
Right.
6-2. Overall, are you happy with that?
I mean, again, perspective. We do have a 4-goal lead. There's only 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about it, but again, you should always play like it's 0-0.
Yeah, like your life is on the line.
Exactly, exactly. I completely.
There's gladiators and then there's Rocket Leaguers.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very intense game, and you got to take it seriously. You really do.
It is true though.
I do think that I should have played a little bit more defensively, and as you all follow me, at the Fratalano, you'll know that I'm terrible at defending. Absolutely terrible. Follow me, you'll see it. It's terrible. But again, with an attacking mentality, defending is my weakness. I was in a poor goalie defensive position.
Okay.
Which is what led to the goal.
So I think that is actually going to help us transition into this last moment right here. Final thing we're going to talk about right here. What are you thinking?
So... the opponent clearly is coming down. It's at least from the angle that I'm seeing right here. It's going to be a nice line drive shot across goal line. I see that you're completely out of the play at this point. In my head, I'm thinking there's one of two things. If they get any air on that ball, the defender or the opposing player, who's probably behind me, could easily tap it in. Nice goal.
Okay.
I'm thinking that that player, because of the desperation, is going to try to take it in himself. Okay. So my job as a defender is to probably get to the ball and try to cause some sort of deflection and clearance. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, let's take a look. That's going to slide on by.
Right.
Unfortunately, that deflection didn't happen.
Right.
I'm not necessarily worried about the goal.
Yes.
With that happening, but as far as your decision to come out and challenge that, are you happy with coming out?
I am. And I wish I did make contact with it, but that's after watching the film, I would have done that again if the situation were to come in. Just because you, especially with twos, one of us needs to be pressuring the ball at all times.
Yeah.
And you being out of the play, I had to make that sacrifice to go out and try to make some sort of contact with the ball.
I think that's a fantastic way to think about it, and I've mentioned a few times throughout the series that I don't want to do this from a coaching perspective.
Right.
But I do think in that scenario, especially with that dude coming down the wall, he's got the ball in the front of his car.
Right.
Challenging in that scenario, I think, is the right thing to do.
I appreciate that.
And it's nice to hear the inner machinations of your mind. It's an enigma, Patrick Starr. Something like that. Yeah. Just hearing that whole come together.
Right. No, I agree.
Game ends 6-3. Overall, are you happy with it?
I'm happy with my performance. I think you and I, since we've been playing for quite a while, you and I have very good chemistry when we play. There's a lot of 1-2 touches that you and I were able to produce, like that one assist to the goal, making sure we get back. If you might have known on some of the video where you'd gone up for a ball and I'm already heading back. Yeah. We have a great communication, and I think that plays a part of a player's performance. If we were all singularities, we might have a different performance. But because I'm playing with someone that I've played with for a long time, it increases our the gameplay.
All right, so. And then probably the most important question that I'm going to start asking everyone, and it's starting with you.
Go for it.
Are you happy with your decisions in general?
Overall, I'm happy with my decisions.
Okay.
I think my biggest issue, and I think a lot of players' issues, is execution.
Okay.
And if you can start with making the right decisions, the tact of being able to execute those decisions will come, and that's the like I said, the thought process and decision that comes first.
So once the mind is there, the mechanical skills will follow.
You said it so much better than I did.
All right, perfect.
That's why you're doing it and not me.
Hey, Fratalano, thank you very much for coming. Is there anything you want to talk about before we cut away and I give my final thoughts?
I'm probably going back to just a quick thing, just going back to it, at least my experience in Rocket League, don't be a douche to your teammate. They're there for you. Points are important, but moving up it's all about wins. It's all about working together, and like we just saw, great chemistry. That's gonna make wins. So don't be a douche. Which should be really for it should be a life.
It
a life
does
lesson.
Extend a little bit farther, but for some weird reason.
Who would have thought you'd learn a life lesson watching this YouTube video? You're welcome, people. So anyway, but yeah, other than that, yeah.
So I will mention, I don't think you talk about it too often, but you do talk about sports quite a little bit.
I do.
Your gamer tag, same as your Twitter handle,
That's
I
right.
believe, the Fratalano. If you're more interested in some sports perspectives or maybe a little bit about the inner machinations of a silver player for Rocket League, feel free to check out the Fratalano. I'll be right back, give you some final thoughts. Time for some final thoughts. Best part of Fratalano, he's a talker, which really helped us paint a full picture, I think more than anyone else that we've had so far, of some interview questions, how long have you played, what are you good at, and then diving in deep and figuring out why he made the decisions that he made. Few takeaways. Looking out for teammates. It's one thing that he talked about quite a few times, and I think that is huge moving forward, especially at lower levels. The more you get that in your mind, the better off you're going to be as the game progresses. Second thing is staying in your mechanical lane and developing your mind, developing your decision making. As that gets better, the mechanical skills will come, and you can always practice in free play training packs or whatever else you want to do. And lastly, the thing he said at the end of the video, don't be a jerk. We're all in this together. We're all trying to win some games. Let's try to do it the best way possible. So, if you enjoyed this, tell your friends. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and I will reply. And subscribe if you want to see some more. Thanks. Take care.